Getting your COVID-19 vaccination is an important part. Help everyone stay safe as we continue to fight the spread. And we can protect those most vulnerable around us. With easy access to vaccination locations and a growing ability for more people to be protected, it's our best shot to keep moving forward. It's our best shot for a strong, healthy community. For more information, visit miamidade.gov/vaccine.
Where we present live weekly performances in the WDNA Jazz Gallery and feature students, faculty, and alumni from Florida International University's Herbert and Nicole Wertheim School of Music and the Performing Arts. I'm your host today, and FIU faculty Dr. Russ Spiegel, and along with our producer, Dr. Karen Velaz, we'd like to welcome you to our show. Whether you're listening to us at home, in your car, or live on WDNA.org/FIU, we are delighted to have you with us. Today, we are very pleased to feature the FIU Jazz Student Singing Combo, the Panthonics, under the leadership of Professor Lisanne Lyons, and featuring FIU jazz vocalist Manny Perez, Beatriz Guzman, Chris Myers, Kelly Perez, Emily Tang, and Chris Santiago, and backed up by Felix Gomez on the piano, Derek Sanguino on guitar, Ricky Rizquez on bass, and Gabriel Placido on drums. The award-winning FIU Panthonics is a newly formed small jazz vocal group that is made up of some of the top graduates and undergraduates within the School of Music jazz area. They are accompanied by a rhythm section made up of FIU jazz majors, led by pianist Felix Gomez. This group explores challenging repertoire in the jazz and contemporary genres with arrangements written by some of the leading arrangers of vocal jazz. The group recently performed at the Jazz Education Conference in January in Orlando, being the first student group from FIU to be invited to do so. And without further ado, the Panthonics.
In the wine light, living, loving, soft delight, smooth and mellow, feeling how we move so right. We're letting the time go and taking it nice and slow. In the wine light, lazy and through this all-night flight, higher and higher, baby, touching you with second sight. We're over the rainbow, this wine light color every look tonight.
Feel the love grow and let our spirits reunite. We never will let go till we feel the love grow and let our spirits reunite. We never will let go till we overflow.
All right, so that was In the Wine Light. The words and music are by William Eden, and that was arranged by Carrie Marsh, featuring, Chris Santiago, our wonderful Chris Santiago on the solo, and also featuring Derek Sanguino on guitar, and myself.
And Beatrice Guzman.
Yes. All right, what's the next one, Chris?
So the next tune that we'll be doing is an a cappella called All the Things You Are, written by Jerome Kern and arranged by Gene Perling. This is going to be with Christopher Myers, Emily Tang, Chris Santiago, and myself, Kelly Perez.
The promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long, makes the winter long. Yes, you are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday, someday, my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are Oh, someday, 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 I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine.
Thank you very much. Amazing. And while we're waiting for Professor Lyons to get out here, how long have you guys been working together as a group?
About a year of this group.
Of this group. All right, I'm just waiting for her to show up. There she is. Hello, Professor Lyons. This is Lisanne Lyons.
End of the semester, you know.
It's the end of the semester, and she's also in the booth making sure that everybody is heard well. So that's why it took a little longer for her to come out. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your singing background?
Oh, about me? No.
Yes, yes.
Oh, my singing. Oh, I started a small child. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've been, like, most singers probably started in grade school and in high school, I had a great program in Sarasota, and that's probably when it really started, because I had a great band director in Sarasota High School. He was a Juilliard grad and played with Maynard, and so that's
Maynard
kind of
Ferguson,
yeah,
yeah.
Maynard Ferguson. I'm sorry, I know him, but I didn't mean to
Yes.
say just Maynard. But yeah, so that probably really got me on the jazz path, because he was a phenomenal jazz musician, trombonist and pianist. He had perfect pitch. He was just insanely talented. So that's where it started, and I played guitar in the jazz band. And then singing was really my love, and I got to sing with the jazz band, and then I got picked up for the Air Force bands when we did a festival in Mobile, Alabama. So I was 17 at the time, and I was invited to sing with the Air Force bands, and then I started my career in the Air Force.
Nice. But you were singing solo, so where did the idea or the development of the singing group come in your life?
Oh, once again, my high school director back then, Singers Unlimited was pretty, popular, and he was aware of Gene Perling, and he would take some of those arrangements and maybe simplify them just a little bit for us high schoolers. So I thought, oh my goodness, this is such amazing music. And then I got to listen to more of the Singers Unlimited later after I left high school, because I didn't get to sing with groups anymore. So when I came back to college many years later, at University of Miami is when I really dove into it.
Right. And as a matter of fact, the last arrangement we just heard was a Gene Perling one,
Yes,
correct?
yes, our homage to Gene Perling, yes.
Right. And when did you get the idea to start the Panthonics here at FIU?
It was a couple years ago, and everything was coming off of COVID, and our building was being redone as well. And we were very fortunate to get an influx of new students, and way too many for one group. And this is what I was hoping to build up to have a smaller group, to be able to do events such as this, and then have like a bigger group for people just to get acclimated and learn how to do this, and then they hopefully graduate to the upper level groups. So we were able to get masters students to come back from their masters and become leaders, and so I wanted them to have an opportunity to be teachers, and because we're not going to be around forever, so they need to learn how to do this. So I was so fortunate to have these students come back, and they're pretty much self-directed.
How often do you rehearse? How often does this group rehearse?
3 days.
3 days a
maybe.
week?
That's it. I mean, most groups, I said in the past, that do this repertoire meet 4 to 5 days a week, and sometimes 7, like 2 times in a day if an event, like Jen is coming up, and they would rehearse to the nth degree. And that would be great, but that's not reality either. And they all have work schedules. A lot of them have to pay the bills
And other classes,
and
probably?
classes. So plus they're not all jazz vocal performance majors. They have music ed. We have performance majors, and some instances tech majors. So they have all their classes, and to get everybody at the same time, and then of course the room availability and whatnot is challenging.
Certainly, certainly. And is it always going to be? Is the idea to keep it 6 people?
Yes.
6 singers.
I mean, maybe depending on the year, maybe 5. No less than 5, but 6. Sometimes maybe 7 if there's. It depends on the personnel.
Right.
And because they become really, it's a tight knit group, and it becomes a real more than just the music making. There's a synergy and a vibe within the group that, they have to. That's just as important as just as singing is, getting along and learning how to put your 2 cents in, and everybody shares some ideas, and that's how it is with groups.
And speaking of that, so how do you go about choosing pieces to sing and arrangements?
Yeah. Sometimes they bring something to the table, some ideas. There's a lot more arrangers out there than years ago when we first started this back in the day. And there's a lot of great arrangers that I'm friends with, and sometimes they'll say, hey, Lisa Ann, here's a chart. In fact, we're going to do a chart later that a friend of mine gave to me and said, hey, you want to try this? I said, well, we'll try it, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I get them from friends, or I look it up in. I just know who they are, Carrie Marsh, and I do some writing, and there's
Starman
the
Meter.
Starman Meter, the
And
staples.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yes, you also arrange.
yeah.
And maybe one more thing, like what are specific challenges for a vocal group? Because obviously if you're playing an instrument, you know where the notes are, but when you're doing super tight harmonies, that sounds very challenging.
Well, you know what? I can say something, but maybe I'll ask one of Beatrice. What's the challenge? She's been my assistant director this past year, doing an amazing job. She's graduating, so I'm going to fail her so she can stay. No, she's not happy about that. No.
And it's also today is
Her birthday!
So
Yes.
happy birthday to Beatrice.
Beatrice is your birthday. So Beatrice, maybe you can talk about the challenges of, just of the whole singing within a group.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so just getting it's a lot of things, like vowels, like our vowels have to match, and also our intonation has to be the same. It's a lot of work, but comes together at the end. Do you guys have anything else to add to that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it takes so much work because a lot of these, it's not like normal group singing in terms of like chordal things. Like a lot of the harmonies that are in this type of music are, you wouldn't even think that they're a chord. It's like, what is that sound we're hearing? And we have to go chord by chord, vowel by vowel on each chord, just balancing with each other and finding out where it's going to resonate the best. And this is just for like an eighth note of a cluster.
So it's a lot of work.
It's a
lot of work.
It's
very
basically,
challenging.
we talk about this, it's basically instrument conceived music with using our voices. The same concepts you would do to write for a horn or 5 saxes, whatever, we're just doing it with our voices. So I think the challenge is that everybody comes with their own voice, their own timbre, their own texture, and finding that middle ground where we have to serve the music and make some adjustments in our vocal sound as well, because the way they sing here, they may not sing that way in their solo voice. So it's always a moving target.
Right. Speaking of solo voice, I think, do we have a
Yes.
solo coming up?
Yeah, we have a soloist. We're going to have Chris Myers just did his master's, and very proud of him. And he's going to do a tune. I want to feature some of our graduating folks here. And what are you going to sing for us, Chris?
So I'm going to be singing Henry Mancini's Days of Wine and Roses. I hope that you enjoy this arrangement of it.
All right. So we're going to hear Chris Myers, and looking forward to this.
The days of wine and roses, laugh and run away like a child at play, running through a meadowland and toward a door marked nevermore, that wasn't there before. The lonely night discloses just a passing breeze filled with memories of the golden smile that introduced me to the days of wine and roses and you. The days of wine and roses, laugh and run away like a child at play through a meadowland toward a closing door, a door marked nevermore,
that wasn't there before. The lonely night discloses just a passing breeze filled with memories of the golden smile that introduced me to the days of wine and roses and you. The days of wine and roses, laugh and run away like a child at play, running through a meadowland toward a door marked nevermore that wasn't there before. The lonely night discloses just a passing breeze filled with memories of the golden smile that introduced me to the days of wine and roses, the days of wine and roses, the days of wine and roses and you. Oh, the days of wine and roses and you. They take me back to the golden smile that introduced me to the days of wine and roses and you. The days of wine and roses and you.
You're listening to the FIU Music Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM with FIU's vocal group, the Panthonics. We'll be right back after these messages. the FIU School of Music will be hosting the following concerts. On Wednesday, tomorrow, April 26th at 8 p.m., at the Wertheim Performing Arts Center, in partnership with the Friends of Chamber Music of Miami, the Wertheim School of Music and Performing Arts proudly presents a special performance featuring the world-renowned Enos String Quartet. On Saturday, April 29th at 7 p.m. at the Wertheim Performing Arts Center, it's FIU Piano Alumni Concert. Relive the classics when FIU piano alumni return to the Wertheim for an evening of intimate chamber music directed by Kamal Gekic. And next Tuesday, May 2nd at 8 p.m. at the Coral Gables Congregational United Church of Christ, pianist Simon Trubczewski in concert. In partnership with the Friends of Chamber Music of Miami, the Wertheim School of Music and Performing Arts proudly presents a spectacular piano recital featuring this acclaimed pianist. For these and many more exciting events, you can find information at fiu.universitytickets.com or musictix, that's T-I-X, at fiu.edu. And as we get back to our show with the Panthonics under the leadership of Professor Lisanne Lyons, we are going to hear an arrangement by her of Cole Porter's It's All Right With Me.
It's the wrong time and the wrong place. Though your face is lovely, it's the wrong face. It's not his face, but a lovely face. It's alright with me. It's the wrong song and the wrong style. Though your smile is charming, it's the wrong smile. It's not his smile, but a charming smile. All right with me. Can't know how happy I am that we met, strangely attracted to you. Someone I'm trying so hard to forget. Don't you wanna forget someone too? It's the wrong game with the wrong chips. Though your lips are tempting, they're the wrong lips. They're
this next tune is an Irving Berlin tune entitled Remember. And this is going to be based off the Hank Mobley saxophone solo. And it's going to feature Derek Sanguino on guitar and Felix Gomez on piano. Hope you enjoy. Remember the night that I said to you that I loved you. Remember you vowed by all the stars in the sky you loved me too. Remember, do you remember we found a spot somewhere we could be alone? And then when I had learned to care a lot, you promised, you said that you'd forget me not, but you forgot. Oh, wasn't it wonderful that Sunday in the park, a blanket on the ground with no one around? We were cozy, things were rosy. Oh, you were delightful and charming, and whispered all those sweet and loving nothings in my ear. Of course, with all that crooning, I was swooning right at your feet. I never knew that life could be so fine. We had some wine and you were mine, a beautiful melody. It seemed to be playing just for us. And as the sun began to set, suddenly then you turned and pleaded, oh, don't leave me. And you said that you had to hold me. And then you told me your flirting days were done. I was the only one for you. And then when you left, you said that you loved me. But now that I'm calling, you're stolen. I can't track you down. Maybe you left town and didn't leave a forwarding address for me. I don't understand why else you never seem to be answering my letters. Should've known better. How that makes me crazy and blue. And over 100 times a day I'll check in my letterbox to find nothing from you. Then I lie awake at night and think just so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. How wonderful it was to be walking on the street and only had the chance to look into your eyes. How could I tell that they were telling lies? What a fool to think that we were meant to be. You should have heeded Mom when she told me over and over and over again that a man will just tear your heart out, tell you anything it takes to get you to give, fall in love and give a little more, only to be gone in the morning. Should have known, should have known, should have known that you'd leave me alone. Just admit you found someone new, like that pretty girl you met on a Saturday, a lovely afternoon. Who knows, although maybe it seemed to me it looked like you'd known her for a while. Giving her a wink and a smile, you were showing her such a good time. You were holding her hand just the way that you held mine. And I can see she was in love with all the nothings that you whispered in her ear. She know that you have amnesia, and that you will forget her in a week, just like you've forgotten me. That and the beautiful vow you made is just a scheme that these women all believe before they know it. They're under the covers, just like lovers. Friends are keeping, then you're leaving. And by the dawn, all the promises you made are gone, leaving just a broken heart and a fading, beautiful memory. stars in the sky. You love me to remember. Do you remember that cool shady spot where you whispered in my ear and you made me care a lot? You promised, you said that you'd forget me not, but you forgot to remember. You forgot to remember. Said you'd remember. You promised you would remember all the things that you said. But now I'm alone, I can still hear you in my ear. Forget me not, but you forgot.
Alrighty. So up next, I'm going to be doing Body and Soul, written by Johnny Green, and I will be doing Anita O'Day's arrangement. My heart is sad. My heart is sad and lonely for you, dear only. Why haven't you seen it? I'm all for you, body and soul. I spend all of my days in longing, and I'm wondering why it's me that you're wronging when I tell you that I love you, body and soul. For I can't believe it, it's hard to conceive it, that you would turn away romance. Is this the ending? Are you just pretending? Please just give me one more chance to prove, dear, that my life a wreck, my life a wreck you're making, and you know that I'm yours for just the taking, and I would gladly surrender myself to you, body and soul. My heart is sad, my heart is sad and lonely for you, dear only. Why haven't you seen it? I'm all for you, body and soul. I spent all my days longing, wondering why me that you're wronging when I tell you that I love you, body and soul. I cannot believe it, hard to conceive it, that you turn away romance. Is this the ending? Are you just pretending? Please give me one more chance to prove, dear, that my life a wreck, my life a wreck you're making, and you know that I'm yours just for the taking, and I would gladly surrender myself to you, myself to you, shabba-dabba-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum, shabba-dabba-dum-dum-dum-dum, body and soul.
So up next, we have Cloudburst. It is a Hendrix tune, also written by Harris and, so sorry, Hendrix, Harry, and there's one other person. Gary Rosen. Well, the arranger is Gary Rosen. Wait, so there you go. Right. Apologies.
One, two.
Gray skies are gone.
Gray skies are gone. Gray skies are gonna clear up. I was blue and I was always wearing brown because my man had turned me down. Then we met and you could bet I knew from the first you were my love, and that's when we all gray covers. My heart really, really flew the day you caught my eye. I hope that we two will never say goodbye. Clouds of gray have silver linings when they're reversed. I found your love, and that's when the old gray covers. That's when the old gray covers. Baby, I'm gonna tell you about your love, and I guess I didn't hug you, sweet turtle loving pretty baby. I won't be satisfied till I hear him say, here comes the bride. Listen to me, baby, and I know me, baby. Listen to my story, and it's everything true. I wanna find a way of saying that I really love you. I really love you, baby, 'cause I certainly do. 'Cause you're the thing you really, really do. When you tell me that you probably got a kind of crush on me, it moves me, grooves me. How if I can one man be? Oh, let me tell it, I'm really falling. You got me goofy and gay, I'm gonna get carried away. Gonna be mine someday. Let's spin a little, break a little, stop a little, spank a little, live a little, baby, settle down a little, baby. Every time you hold me so near, nobody loves me like you, dear. Let's stop a little, tease a little, probably make me squeeze a little, try a little, sigh a little, baby, and to cry a little bit. 'Cause I tell you the truth, gonna love you and that's it. 'Cause I love you, baby, 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 with all my heart. Ooh, listen to me while I say a la la la, little man, get away, because I know, pretty baby, I know, pretty baby, I know you're the one. Yes, you're the one. I knew when I met you, when I break it, I see what you
That's the word. How do you find
you gotta find yourself a man to make it love you a lot. To never leave a listen for me, I don't really wanna ruin the plot. Sounds easy, does it? Inside as a breeze through the trees, sweetheart. How pleasant was it? As one summer breeze, sweetheart. So wonderful what a love can do. Look at what love did for you. I'm a lucky lover, lucky lover. I got the love you should discover. I was blue and I was always wearing a frown because my man had turned me down. Then we met and you can bet I knew from the first you were my love, and that's when the old gray covers. Take a look at me, boy. Take another look, take another look, take another look, take another good long look at me. Love up in my eyes and now I see. Take a look at me, boy. Take another look, take another look, take another look. Take a look at me, boy. Take another look, take another look, take another look. Take a look at me, boy. Take another look, take another look, take another look. Take a look at me, boy. Take another look, take another look, take another look. Take a look at me, boy. Take another look, take another look, take another look. Take a look at me, boy. Take another look, take another look, take another look. Take another look, take another look, take another look. Take another good long look at me. Love open my eyes and now I see clouds of gray have silver linings when they're reversed. I found your love, and that's when the old gray cloud burst. That's when the old gray cloud burst.
So you've been listening to the FIU Jazz Student Singing Combo, the Panthonics, under the leadership of Professor Lisanne Lyons, and featuring vocalist Manny Perez, Beatriz Guzman, Chris Myers, Kelly Perez, Emily Tang, and Chris Santiago, and musicians Felix Gomez, Derek Sanguino, Ricky Risquez, and Gabriel Placido on the FIU Music Hour on WDNA 88.9 FM. I've been your faculty host, Dr. Russ Spiegel, and along with our producer, Dr. Karen Veloz, we'd like to thank our production crew, FIU grad students Josie, V, and Jerry, WDNA's sound and tech wizard today, Matt, and the staff of WDNA 88.9 FM for today's broadcast. If you would like more information on all our programs, make sure to call 305-348-2896, or simply like our Facebook or Instagram page to stay up to date with all our upcoming performances. Thank you so much for joining us this semester. we'll be taking a break over the summer and look forward to bringing you more great music performed live by FIU students, alumni, and faculty in the fall. And thanks again to our guests. And what's the last song you're going to perform for us?
The last song we're going to do is a Michael Jackson classic by James Ingram and Quincy Jones entitled PYT. And this is going to feature Beatrice Guzman and Derek Sanguino on the guitar.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Where did you come from, lady? And ooh, won't you take me there right away? Won't you, baby? Tenderoni, got to be. Gonna need your sugar fly with me. Don't you know now is a perfect time? We can make it right, hit the city lights. And tonight is a loving vein. Let me take you to the max. I wanna love you, PYT. Pretty young thing, you need some love in TLC. Tell her love and care, and I'll take you there, take you there. I wanna love you, PYT. Pretty young thing, you need some love in TLC. Tell her love and care, and I will take you there. Nothing can stop this burn.